Hey guys, Rudrick here, and welcome to the 50 sub Q&A. With me, I have the lovely Tia.
Hey guys, how's it going? I am Tia, otherwise known as Serendipitia. Hope you're all doing okay today.
Tia is a recent discovery of mine amongst Let's Players. We do similar things and have some similar ideas, and I invited her to be part of this Q&A because I think it would be a little more interesting having someone actually ask me the questions instead of me talking to myself, and you guys are kind of used to me talking to myself and to the game, so this, I figured, would be a little bit of a better start. But without further ado, let's get on with the questions. First question, Tia.
Okay, so the first question is, how did you come up with your username?
It's an interesting story, really, because I used to play Dungeons and Dragons back in high school, and my
Nice.
first character was a paladin, and my DM was just randomly coming up with names, and he said Rudrake, and I was like, I like it. So it's kind of stuck with me ever since to use that in a gamer setting, whether it's actually my gamer tag on PSN and stuff like that. And I guess you guys can add me if you want. I'm not gonna promise. I'm not gonna promise I'll add you because I think I'm at my friend request limit as it is. But if you see a Rudrake running around, it's probably me. So next question.
Nice. The next one is, who inspired you to do YouTube?
He's actually been on my channel before, believe it or not.
Oh wow.
The one and only Bryceoff. He is a Let's Player from Canada, also known as America's Hat. Um, I know, it's great. I pick on him about that all the time.
No comment.
But anyway, I discovered him in about 2012, I believe. And that was actually me discovering Let's Plays to begin with. And I was just like, man, this is actually kind of cool. And then some people that have followed me since the very first channel, where I started recording Fire Emblem Blazing Sword, which is actually the first Fire Emblem that came to the West, Fire Emblem for GBA. That's just kind of how it got started. And it's funny how it's come full circle because Brian and I have done a couple of videos together. He did the Sacred Stones finale with me on this channel, the new Brudrake Plays channel. And on the old channel, he and I did some Faster Than Light stuff together with another friend. So that's who inspired me to do it. There's a couple that continue to inspire me to get better. Steven George of Steven Plays and Steven Vlog. Chugga Conroy, classic inspiration for people that kind of do this thing, get a million subs. And most of that group, actually, like Proton John is a really good gamer. NCS, I don't get much into his commentary solo, but with the Runaway guys, he's pretty good. And then some other inspirations come from smaller YouTubers, such as yourself, Tia, actually.
Oh, stop.
And also, he's probably listening to this, Metal Blade 427.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
He and I are so much alike. We did Dead Island together, and I can't wait to collab with the guy more in the future because that was just fun. But the initial inspiration was actually Bryceoff. So, next question.
Nice. Next question is, if you could be any mythical beast slash creature, what would you be?
Pretty sure this is Shellburst's question. If you know me well or know me even just a little bit, I am a huge dragon fanatic. Like, I really am.
Nice.
So probably I would be a dragon. And if I could be a dragon, I would hopefully not live in the land of the Elder Scrolls where I get killed and my soul gets absorbed. But I definitely would be a dragon. So, next.
Next one is, what sparked your interest to play guitar?
So, I guess a little backstory for those that don't know. I play guitar. I've played for, 10 years now. And,
Wow.
as of the time of this recording. I've had a lot of things interest me to play for years. Even early in high school, I was just like, yeah, I really want to play guitar one of these days. Yeah, I really want to play guitar one of these days. Well, then I met my friend Taylor, and him and his brothers had a band. They're called Mercy Shall Follow. I think their stuff is still up. If their stuff is still up, I will put a link to it in the description. I don't know if it is, but it's actually pretty good stuff for a young band from California. They don't exist anymore. They haven't existed in a long time at this point. But Taylor brought one of his guitars to school one day, and I just kind of goofed around and played on it. And next thing I know, I My cousin lent me his acoustic to practice on, and then it just kind of went from there. But as far as that sparked my interest, but I guess I should also talk about my favorite guitarist who continues to inspire me to get better would be Mark Tremonti of Creed, Alter Bridge, and Tremonti Project fame. I've actually taken a guitar lesson with him as well. Something that if you don't know me outside of if you only know me from my gaming commentary, you don't know because I've mentioned it like once in a video in that. But he continues to inspire me to get better. But it was originally my friend Taylor just bringing his guitar to school, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll play around on it. And he was like, actually, if you knew what you were doing, that probably would have sounded really good, but it actually was not bad. So you should really pursue this. And I'm like, yeah, I've been thinking about it, and then just kind of went from there. And 7 guitars later, I'm still playing. So, what's the next question?
Following on from the last question, what is your favorite song to play?
Oh man, there's so many good ones. Thunderstruck by AC/DC is probably one of the most fun ones. But it's also fun to show off and play the solo for Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne. And then there's so many of Mark Tremonti stuff that's fun to play, but I would have to go ahead and say lately my favorite to play has been there's a band called Stone Broken from your end of the ocean, Tia.
All right.
Their song Stay All Night is one of the most fun ones to play here lately. It's so simple and so easy, except the solos. Chris Davis of Stone Broken, if you're listening to this, dude, your solo's great. But I've been playing the rhythm part set, and I really enjoy it because I really love the band. But I would probably have to say that's my favorite song to play. But at least right now, but there's so many fun ones, so I'll just go with that one. So, next.
What is the worst game ever, in your opinion?
I think this is one of Abba's questions. Yeah, it is. So, by the way, subs, some of you broke I didn't make this a rule, but some of you were like, he said ask questions. So you asked like 3 or 4. That's fine. That's fine. I put all of the questions from that comment section in this video. Worst game ever. Oh, man, that's a really hard one.
Yeah, that's a really hard. I'm trying to think of mine. I can't think.
I mean, there's been some god awful games I've played. There was Drake of the 99 Dragons, which got an awful review on XPlay back in the day, and I played it myself, and it was justified. That game is awful. But I don't know if I want to say that's the worst game ever. I mean, it's really bad, but it could have some redeeming qualities to it. I would probably just say that one just because it's probably the worst game I've actually played.
Yeah.
That I can think of. I mean, I'm trying to think because in my mind I'm going, is there some game that I've just blocked out because it's so god awful and I don't remember it? But I don't think so. I'm going to go ahead and go with that one because I think it got like a 1 out of 5 on XPlay back in the day, and it was well justified. Like, he's trying to aim he's dual wielding handguns that are automatic for some reason. Why not, I guess? Video game logic. And, like, the auto-targeting system is just broken. So he's, like, aiming everywhere and looking the other direction. It's like, that's awful. Oh. But anyway, so I will have to go with that one. But next.
Do you have any future plans on how you want your channel to evolve? Like, specific games you're looking forward to recording or / showing off?
Definitely. I'm definitely looking forward to getting in a better internet area and a new computer. That's actually all coming a lot sooner than the better internet, hopefully. But when that happens, I'll definitely be doing a lot more collaborations with other YouTubers. Definitely Metal Blade is on the list of people to collab with. Tia, you as well.
Yeah, cool. I'm up for that.
And people I haven't actually directly said I'm interested in collabing with, but definitely are. Abba, Lazy Bum Gamer, definitely looking forward to collabing with you. Zero Score, Magic Zenith, who I just recently got to know.
He's a cool
And
guy.
oh yeah, I love his GTA Online videos. And that, speaking of GTA Online, that is something I eventually want to do. I have some friends already lined up to play that with. And then there's some specific games I'm looking to show off, solo commentary. Uh, Tales of Symphonia, that's somewhere down the
Oh,
pipe. I
nice.
love, oh, I love the Tales games. Haven't played all of them. I've played a few, I've played more than a handful at this point. And I almost own every one that's been released in the West. I'm crazy. There is another Fire Emblem Let's Play in the works. Probably Path of Radiance for GameCube. I'm soon to start working on that because I'm going to get all of the prep work for that done before I actually start recording. I'm also looking forward to showing off The Last of Us for those that haven't seen it. That's going to be a little bit of a different project than what I have done before. It's going to be a lot more serious in some regards because, as some of you know, I do try to be informative, but let's face it, I'm a goofy individual and it shows in my videos sometimes. Until Dawn is another one I'm really looking forward to. But as far as overall evolution, I really want to do some more group stuff with other Let's Players and some people I know. Games with friends is one of the most fun things to record, and I'm looking forward to doing more of that. And I'm also looking forward to doing a lot more Rudrick tries, and also getting a little bit more community involvement with that. I guess it'll take a bigger sub base, but also, having people say, hey, you should try this. And I'm like, okay, I'll do a Rudrick tries because I do all those blind. I'm also looking forward to doing Bioshock somewhere down the road because I have all three games thanks to Alex of the Left 4 Dead 2 crew. Actually, I got Bioshock 1 and 2, but then I bought Infinite the other day just because I'm like, I'm going to play these eventually, so why not? But yeah, there are a lot of plans, and I didn't even mention all of them. I've had a couple ideas over the last week that are coming for the next set of games that I'm going to Let's Play, which I'm not ready to talk about yet. When I get closer to the end of Earthbound, I'll be ready to talk about that, but we got to get through that mountain of a molehill first. So, next question.
The next question is, oh, this one is my one. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The next question is from me, and it's, in your opinion, what is your best video and why?
Oh man, there's some golden moments in some of my videos. I mean, I have laughed myself to tears at some of the stupid stuff I've done. Episode 5 of The Last Story is definitely one for the books and is probably going to be a classic Rudrick moment for years to come. And Tia, you have to watch that because you're gonna die. You're gonna die laughing.
Okay.
That's a really good one. But so are the Left 4 Dead 2 fail reels. Those are really good too because they're just me and the crew saying stupid crap. I mean, that's what the fail reels have become, is our off-screen conversations, and then the failed runs where we just go, oh well, God, that sucked, But as far as, oh man, the best one I can think of that's just gonna be a classic Rudrake. Well, I also have to say that I put on a lot of work on the Sacred Stones videos, especially the ones at the end. So probably the best videos as far as just, commentary and a lot of work being put into them have been the Fire Emblem Sacred Stones finales. So I'm going to say the Fire Emblem Sacred Stones finale with Brysoff because that kind of had things coming full circle for me because here was the guy that inspired me to do YouTube that I've also become personal friends with, co-commentating in one of my videos, and it's one of my favorite games ever, Fire Emblem Sacred Stones. So that, while it's split into 3 parts, I would say that is probably my best video.
Aww.
So, and thank you for your question.
We'll have to check that one out,
Yeah.
of course, yeah.
Yeah. And for people wondering if you're going, well, wait, Tia's comment wasn't in the video. Well, she's guesting. And I was like, by the way, you can cheat a little bit and ask a question of your own because you're the guest. So it makes sense. So next.
The next question is, what game has made you rage the most?
This is definitely a Metal Blade question.
Oh.
Actually, yeah, it is. I just looked. Oh. The game that made me rage the most. Ooh. There's been a few of those. Baten Kaitos for GameCube is definitely in the running for that. I don't know if that one made me rage the most. And no, I know what it is. And I love this game too. Legend of Dragoon for PS1. Have you ever played that, Tia?
I've not. No, what happened in it that made you like super rage?
The last boss in that game, and I guess it was just because I was young, and also, up until recently, I didn't really know how to just max out my levels and stuff in Legend of Dragoon, but the last boss made me rage so bad because I think I had tried defeating him about 20 times and just never. I would get to the very end, he would be in the red, and I would have whooped on him for about 5 turns already. He's in his final form, and he's like hurting and like dying. I've got one character left, and it's Dart. It's always Dart. He is always my one guy left. And I've got just enough to pull off a Divine Dragon Cannon one last time, and I'm like, teleport, transform Dragoon, use massive attack, deals tons of damage. Are we good? Did we do it? And the game like kind of freezes a little bit, like sometimes, and you're just like, nothing's happening. Did I win? And then Dart despawns from Dragoon, and I'm going, no! And the guy gets like 5 turns in a row to attack, and like he toys with me. Like the first 3 attacks, he'll use that stupid fire attack that does no damage to Dart because it had the red Dragoon armor on him. And I'm like, okay, is he gonna let me live? Is he done? And then he uses like the water one on the last one. He's like, I'm gonna kill you now. And then he does, and I'm just like, no. So that one, I would say that one made me rage the most, with unless you count another game, which I'll probably talk about in another question.
Okay.
But that would be the one that made me rage the most, just because I was so close and I kept dying. But I am going back to that game now, and I am power leveled, and I'm going to destroy him this time around. But now that I've answered that one way longer than I meant to, what's the next question?
The next one is, what is your favorite snack food?
Probably any Doritos chip, because every time there's a bag of those in the house, they are gone within a couple days.
What's your favorite flavor?
Ugh, that's like picking a favorite kid.
Is it?
Not really. That's like trying to pick a favorite. Now, trying to pick a favorite guitar. Now that is what's like trying to, pick a favorite kid. Yeah, that was a really random one. Oh man, I can either go super classic and say Cooler Ranch, or be like the guy that loves nothing but the exclusive flavors and go with the spicy buffalo dipped in hot ranch flavor that are just ridiculously good, but they burn my soul when I eat them. So yeah, that would be, and that's kind of an added question, but that's a good one to ask right there. What is your favorite, Tia? While we're on this subject.
Oh Jesus, I don't know. Probably that. I don't know what the flavors are, but I really like the blue one. I'm not sure what that is.
Cooler Ranch.
That's the
Cool
one.
Ranch.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, but we better stop talking about food before I get hungry. So next question.
Yeah, jeez. The next question. Oh, this is an interesting one. Who is your favorite female celebrity crush?
Ooh. Well.
Have you got a couple or?
Well, there's one in particular. She's got red hair. No, it's not you. I was gonna start. I do like redheads. Don't get me wrong.
We're the best.
Yeah, Metal Blade knows this one already because he and I are friends personally, and he has me on personal Facebook and stuff. But
Oh.
it is definitely Lindsay Sterling.
Secretly
um,
goes away to Google this person. Who is
you're like,
this?
who's Lindsay Sterling?
Who the hell is Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Plays like violin or something? What is this?
Yes.
She's cute.
And she does. Oh my gosh, I'm. Yeah, I'll go ahead and tell the story. I have actually met Lindsay in real life.
Oh.
I will actually flash on screen right now pictures of me and Lindsay meeting so people can, verify.
Did you declare your love for her, or
No,
No?
because that's kind of forward on the first meeting, so I didn't want to make things awkward, and I haven't gotten butterflies since the first time I met Mark Tremonti, which now I've met him so many times. It's like, hey man, what's up? But with Lindsay, that's the first celebrity I've met in years that I actually got butterflies while I was in line to meet her. I'm sitting there going,
Ah.
I'm like, I'm getting, but why? Where have these been for like 4 years now? And I'm sitting there going, what am I even gonna say? Am I gonna remember to speak English? Like, is just like nerd gonna come out? Which I'm surprised it did not. But it came my turn, and she turned and she hugged me, and I hugged her back, and I managed to say, "Oh my gosh, you are so pretty." And
Ah.
she just looked up at me and smiled. She was like, "Oh, you're the sweetest." And I'm like, "Yes!" I didn't say that out loud, but in my mind, I'm like, "Did it? Yes, I actually spoke." And she actually signed the T-shirt from that tour. And I joke saying that Lindsay signed my heart because when I wear the shirt, her signature's actually right near where my heart is.
Okay, that's adorable. That's the cutest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, it. So now that I've bored my soul, it's definitely Lindsay Sterling is my favorite, as my number one celebrity crush. But if there were runner ups, there's my birthday twin, aka Emma Stone. She and I have the exact same birthday.
Oh my god, yes, I love Emma Stone. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and she's single now too.
Oh, there you go. There you
Emma
go.
Watson is definitely one as well.
Yes, gotta love Hermione.
Scarlett Johansson, definitely gotta be on there.
Wait,
Natalie
what?
Scarlett Johansson plays Black Widow in the Avengers.
Yeah, she does. That's right. Yeah.
Also Natalie Portman, she played Padme in the Star Wars prequels, which some people are gonna be like, oh, but I'm like, they were okay. She was also in V for Vendetta, which was a really good movie, and she played her role very well in that one. And then also there's, musicians. There's Lizzie Hale of Hailstorm. Gosh, I love her. Charlotte Wessels of Delane, which is a European metal band from Sweden, I think is where they're from. They're really good. And then Floor, who's the current lead singer of Nightwish, but they've had like 3, so I had to clarify. But the number one, Lindsay Sterling, gotta be.
You kind of went off on a bit of a tangent then.
I did, but we started talking about the ladies,
Drake
and I
has
do
just
love
opened his heart up to you all, so
feel special, guys. This only happens when I reach a certain number of subs. Other than that, I'm just the cold, heartless, goofy guy that I'm just the goofy guy that talks to his TV screen. So next question.
Following on from that, who is your favourite male celebrity? And there's in brackets here it says, if it's not Nick Offerman, I want to say, why not?
That is a 0 score question.
Okay.
I don't even know who Nick Offerman is.
Secretly goes away to Google this person as well.
Exactly. So 0, I am so sorry. If he is like one of your heroes, I don't even know who the guy is. I'm sorry if I'm breaking your heart right now as you are listening to this Q&A. Oh, man. Well, I've said Mark Tremonti is my guitar hero already. Man. I mean, Mark Tremonti is definitely my guitar hero. Has been for years. I'm just gonna go with him. I mean, I could also say Chris Hemsworth because I really wish I looked like that with my shirt off. Um, or Viggo Mortensen, who played Aragorn in Lord of the Rings. My gosh, he is a brilliant actor and very versatile. He's also a musician from what I know, and
Oh
just
wow.
super talented and versatile. And like he actually, fun fact, they had to do sword training for the battle scenes in Lord of the Rings,
Hmm.
and they had like the number one guy who actually has passed away since the filming of Lord of the Rings trilogy. And he said Vigo was the most talented swordsman he had ever trained.
Oh my god.
So, and like he really didn't, to my knowledge, didn't have that much prior experience doing that before. I'm like, what? So he's just like a natural born sword fighter. So he would fit right into the Middle Earth universe,
Mm.
like for real. So yeah, definitely. But favorite would probably be Mark Tremonti because I look up to that guy so much as a Guitar Hero, and he's a nice guy too. So
Mm.
next,
Next question is: what is a game from your childhood that you have the worst memories of?
Baten Kaitos, definitely because that game, I guess, and I guess the reason why I have the worst memories of it, because some people are like, oh, the game's really good. And I mean, it does have its moments. It's got really good music. And it's made by the same team that now develops the Xenoblade games. So,
Oh.
but this was one of their early mistakes. Uh, well, it was an alright game. But the reason why, and one particular memory, is there's a boss battle about midway through the game, I'm pretty sure. And you have to fight these three people, and one in the middle will always revive someone when they go down the first time. And then the guy on the left like buffs himself every turn, and he buffs his attack, so he gets stronger every turn. Every turn, excuse me, he gets stronger every turn. And the one on the right, she attacks like 9 times in a row, but she doesn't do much damage. So she's fast, but she doesn't deal much damage at all. And like every guide I think I've looked at says, "Oh, go for the guy in the middle because he's the weakest and he heals someone when they go down." And I'm like, never do that. No, never do that. Like if you're playing the game right now and you're listening to this Q&A, don't do that. Just don't, because I died so many times going for that strategy, and the reason why is because the guy that buffs himself every turn will get to the point where he just one shots you every time he attacks. So what I finally figured out after dying like 10 times is let's go for the guy that, buffs himself, because even when he revives, he has to start buffing himself all over. So I get through that and I'm like, yay, I did it. I have to fight them again. Wait, I don't get a full heal? What? No! And then I died to that, and I realized that I have to do the first fight over again.
Wow.
So at that point, I think I was a very young teenager at the time when I got that game. I literally just turned the game off and like went in the corner and cried because I spent like 2 hours. I spent like 2 to 3 hours trying to do that fight, and then I lost and realized I had to do the entire battle over again. And I'm just like, no, no, no. Like that is almost as soul crushing as Legend Dragoon's final boss was, but I think that qualifies as the worst childhood memory I have of a video game. So, what's the next question, Tia?
This is actually a really good question. If you could play only one game for the next 10 years, what game would it be? And why?
Oh man, that's a hard
It's a
one.
good one though, that, isn't it? Props to who wrote
Yeah,
that.
that was probably. Let's see, who was that actually? It was not Metal Blade. That was Pigeon O, of Pigeon
Oh
Gaming,
yeah,
I
yeah,
believe.
yeah.
I think I think I've been in contact with him once or twice before. In my mind, he's not as vivid as like Zero Score or Metal Blade, who I talk to pretty much every other day. But yeah, this is a good question. It would have to be something A, open world, and B, have a ton of quests. So it would probably, I want to say Skyrim, but I've done almost everything in it at this point.
Hmm.
Um, Fallout 4 would also be in the running for that, but it's not as big as Skyrim, and I think I'm approaching the halfway point in that. So if I had to play that for the next 10 years, I would get kind of bored.
Yeah.
Oh, man. This is a
This is a
hard one.
really tough question, actually, yeah.
I know. Um, Probably maybe Chrono Trigger, just because of how much I love that game and the multiple endings. Like, I would have to start from the very beginning. Well, no, the thing is, it would probably only take me like a year.
What about like an MMO or something? You know, that's something that you can keep coming back to.
Well, I mean, in that case, I guess I could just play WoW, because people that play WoW disappear for years. So, I mean, I guess if I started playing... You know what?
They just evaporate. They're just gone.
I know, it's just like, into the void you go. Bye. Say goodbye to your real life and girlfriend, boyfriend, if you have one, and your parents, and, you know, everything you hold dear, because we're going to suck you in for a decade. And so, you know what? WoW, because that would probably, you know, devour me for 10 years. So... Perfect answer to that question.
Yeah. Wow, okay.
So, but, I mean, in all seriousness, probably an MMO. I would probably start playing an MMO, and I would probably either pick WoW, or I would pick maybe Elder Scrolls Online, because I do love the Elder Scrolls series, although I haven't heard great things about the Elder Scrolls Online, but I would probably...
It's okay, but I expected it to be a lot better, in all fairness, so...
That's what everyone keeps telling me, so I'm like, well, I probably won't be picking that up, but probably an MMO. I'll give this question a tie answer and say either World of Warcraft or Elder Scrolls Online. So, next question.
Next question is from Abba, I believe, and it's, where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years?
Yep, definitely Abba's question. Abba with the deep questions, wow. In 5 years, I definitely see myself, I see myself living on my own, finally, and maybe married, maybe, you know, I also see me not working retail anymore. I see myself with the business I run being self-supported, which, I mean, I guess YouTube is part of it. I see the channel, I definitely want to say at least 10 to 50,000 subscribers at that point. Maybe even more, who knows? There's some people that do it for 5 years and have 100,000. I'm not going to throw my hopes up that high. That would be great, but I'm going to say between 10 and 50,000. Maybe even... maybe in 5 years I'll have traveled out of the country a couple of times by that point. I kind of hope to do that next year, but, you know, because I have a lot of friends in England now, including you, Tia.
Oh, cool.
But, you know, I'm friends with that rock band, Stone Broken, and if they don't come over here, I told them I would go over there to see them. And they're like, anytime, just show up and come to a show, and you will, you know, we will welcome you like family. And I'm like, yes! So definitely I want to have traveled, you know, overseas at least once in the next 5 years. 10 years? Wow, that's a really long time to think about.
Yeah.
In 10 years, I definitely want to be married. I definitely want to be married to someone. I just got to find a bride first. Lindsay Sterling? Anyway.
If you're listening.
If you're listening, in 10 years,
I'm available.
I would like to know. I'm available in 10 years. Wow, now that's...
Yeah, wait for me.
Funny enough, Stone Broken has a song called Wait For You.
See, it's relevant. It's fine.
Oh my gosh, it's a great song, by the way. But I definitely see myself married, and probably in 10 years, if I am married, I will probably also have kids, which that is a scary thought. And people are going, oh God, little Rudrick clones. No! It's like, oh, trust me, as long as they take after their mother, they're fine. I definitely also see me owning my first home in 10 years, like first full home, like buying a house, paying a mortgage for 20, 30 years, aka selling your soul.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to be 100% self-sufficient with a run business, and probably in 10 years, if YouTube is still a thing, you know, and I'm still doing that, you know, that could, in 10 years, I could see myself 1 million subscribers if I did this for 10 more years. I've done it for 3 so far, so we'll see how that goes. Oh man. So what is the next question? I see what I did there.
This is actually the final question, because we doubled up on a question there.
Yeah.
But this is the final one now, which is a nice kind of little all-rounder, kind of to round it off. What are your favorite games of all time?
Whew, I'm glad it wasn't just favorite game. There was someone that asked me what my favorite game is, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you that it was EVD. Asked me what is the favorite game, and I will go ahead and tell you that that is way too hard for me to decide. But I will I will add your question to this. What are my favorite games of all time? Because that is easier to answer. Because I'm pretty sure. Who asked that one? Let's see here. Dark Light Bros. The Dark Light
Ah,
Bros. The Dark Light Brothers. Oh gosh. Which, by the way, before I forget to mention it, the avatar of me you see in this video right next to the lovely Tia. That is the new look for Rudrake now. I asked the guys if they would design something for me based off my Minecraft skin because I was looking for something new. And I was like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, when you get it done, go ahead. I actually was not thinking they were going to have it done in time for this. It wasn't
aw.
going to bother me. And they messaged me and I was like, oh, wow, I love that. So, that is the new look. So thank you, Darklight Bros, for that. Just a quick shout out for that. You guys will see this on the channel starting today, actually, when you get this Q&A video. And it will appear in thumbnails, starting with Rudrake Tries, because it desperately needs thumbnails. And hopefully in future series, I'll have something lined up for that. But favorite games of all time. Chrono Trigger, definitely. I love that game, and it was well before its time. And if I had to pick a favorite game, that would probably be it, just because I look back at playing through it for the first time and the subsequent times, and just how much I fell in love with it. Skyrim, definitely,
Mm.
because of how much of my heart, soul, blood, and tears I gave to it, and just the memories that I have of it will never go away. My Skyrim adventures are epic. Tales of Symphonia got me into the Tales series. I absolutely love it. I think I've beaten that game like 10 times. No, probably more than that. Probably about 11 times, because I've got the HD collection, or the HD version on PS3, and I haven't even beaten that yet. Following in the Tales games, Tales of Zestiria, I finished that. I did not think I was going to be playing it for 50 plus hours, but I ended up doing that, and I definitely love that game. Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, definitely love that one. Really, any game in the Fire Emblem series could go into favorite games of all time, except for Shadow Dragon and possibly Radiant Dawn, because Radiant Dawn's ending is awful after it gives you so much crap. The newest Fire Emblem Fates, which I'm playing through right now. Fallout 4, definitely. I fell in love with Skyrim, and this came out, and I'm going, looks like Skyrim with guns, so I really should play it.
Oh, had you never played any of the other Fallout games before? Or
No, I had not.
Ah,
And Skyrim was my first Elder Scrolls game, and it was because someone gave it to me that I picked it up.
oh, nice.
I know, and I'm sitting there going, why didn't I play this before?
Yeah.
Star Fox 64, love that game. Despite the issues I had getting a N64 emulator, I had an N64 as a kid. I absolutely love that game. Mystical Ninja starring Goemon, which was also for N64, a really weird, very Japanese game, but so funny. I absolutely love it. A game I'm currently Let's Playing, The Last Story. You guys, if you're not watching it, please, after you watch this video, go to the playlist and start watching it. And it's only going to get better. I'm not even a third of the way through the game, and the story and the characters are going to get so much better. I mean, the story's great. The characters are priceless. Especially Seren, because she's an alcoholic. And the dual wielder of the party. That's a great idea, isn't it? There's got to be The Last of Us. The Last of Us has definitely got to be on there. Just because when I finally played through it, it blew me away. Like, it got so much hype, and it was worth it. I think I've said Until Dawn, even though I haven't finished it, just the time I had playing it with Josh and Scarlett on the Rudrake Tries of that, which I don't recommend watching because it's 2 hours long. But those are definitely in there, Zelda Wind Waker. I just got Twilight Princess HD, which I'm just going to go ahead and be honest. Twilight Princess was not my favorite, but I will give this one another shot. Also in the Zelda series, I guess I have to throw this in there. Zelda Ocarina of Time. It's got to be on there. First Zelda game, absolutely loved it. But honestly, I think Wind Waker's the one I like more. Is there anything I'm forgetting? Probably not, because all of those are very special and dear to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely those. If I've forgotten any, oh, yep, I did forget one. Legend of Dragoon. Despite the soul crushing of the last boss, the game is very much a classic. Also, Final Fantasy VIII, and some people kind of give me crap about that.
Oh, really?
But yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, it's a terrible game. I'm like, it's not a terrible game. It's actually the first Final Fantasy I ever beat.
So that's the nostalgia kind of wins over that. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, even though you get the bull crap with the last boss leveling up with you, and she's difficult pretty much no matter what, but it was very satisfying to finally defeat her and see Squall and Renoa, finally get together. It's a kind of a classic love story ending. It's like, oh, it worked out and it's happy ever after. And I'm like, yeah, go Squall. But yeah, those are definitely my favorite games of all time. So,
nice.
And I believe that's all of our questions.
Yeah,
Am I right?
that's it. That's all of them. There was actually quite a lot though, so.
I know, guys. Thank you for all the questions, and thank you, Tia, for co-hosting this with me. I think it went a whole lot better having someone field questions to me and made it a little bit more interesting.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm kind of bored, but no, it's a pleasure to be here, and congrats on 50 subscribers. And here's to the next, 50 to make it 100. And yeah, nice.
Yes, and guys, feel special because she is 6 hours ahead of me, so this actually took a little bit of logistics preparation. But yes, thank you so much, Tia, for doing this, and thank you everyone that's subscribed, new or later on when you're getting this. And the next landmark is definitely 100 subscribers, and maybe, just maybe, if we get 100, maybe you'll get to see my true form, my actual face.
Oh.
But we need 50 more subscribers. Well, technically 45. I think I'm at 56 subs, or 50, between 54 and 56. I think
you are at 54 at the moment. Yeah.
Okay, so I need
not bad.
So we need 46 more people to surrender their lives to Rudrick. I'm just kidding. To hit the subscribe button below. And we will do another. I don't know if we'll do another Q&A. Maybe, I don't know. We got to get there first. But until next time, guys. Until next video, Earthbound should be back up and going by the time you guys get this. And I will see you next video. And Tia will be joining me sometime in the future for something. We're not sure yet. We're ironing out details and stuff like that.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
But go subscribe to her channel if you like me. She's got a very lovely voice, as you hear, and she does very awesome commentary and is very funny. Especially go watch Fable. Go watch Fable. It's really funny. I say that because when I heard her just outburst of cussing at one point, I just fell on the floor laughing because it was so cute. But anyway, guys, for me and Tia, we will see you guys again at some point. Rudrick out. Oh, sorry, I meant to pass that to you. Be like, you can say bye too.
Bye. Worst outro ever.
Okay, let's redo that one for the actual video. I might throw in a blooper reel at some point, but
oh jeez, I'm just the worst.
Oh well. Anyway, until next time, Rudrick out.